everybody, thanks very much for tuning in once again to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site, your destination for learning classic rock songs on this wonderful little instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and once again we have a cool song for you that, it's played on acoustic guitar on the original recording by Green Day, and we're going to simplify this version of it for the mandolin. It's going to be a little bit different than the original version on the guitar. I'll explain that in a minute. But first, I'd like to thank everybody who has subscribed to this channel already. We have more than 200 subscriptions in the first month, less than the first month actually. So thank you to everybody who subscribed to this channel and who is enjoying the rock and roll and classic rock videos that I'm putting together for mandolin. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. And please hit that little red button down there in the lower right corner to subscribe. It really helps me to continue to put together videos like this one. So now, without further ado, let's dive into Green Day's Good Riddance, The Time of Your Life. Billie Joe Armstrong is playing 3 chords in the introduction, a G, a C, and a D, but he's arpeggiating them. That means picking out the notes individually. We can do that as well on the mandolin, utilizing some mandolin voicings on those chords. A little bit different than the guitar version. The notes are somewhat different, a little bit different, but I think it gives you a better feel to play it with open chords here on the mandolin than exactly the same chords that he's using, or the same notes that he's using from the guitar. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the opening chords. G, C, to D. All right, and I'm using basic voicings at the bottom of the neck here for G, C, and D. You should know those voicings, right? And what Billie Joe does is he arpeggiates them. He picks out the notes individually. So you can do that with the G string, or the G chord, right? Hit G, D, and second fret on the A. Then you can go to the C chord. I know that's a little bit different than the C chord that he plays on the guitar version. We're using the mandolin, so we're utilizing open mandolin chords to give it a little bit different flavor. If you want to learn the exact chords from the guitar version, there's plenty of tab or chord charts out there that you can get on the internet. There's a lot of good guitar lessons for this song too, but once again, we're doing a mandolin version, so it's slightly different. Here's what he does on the D chord. All right, so let's arpeggiate them and put in a little bit of that rhythmic strumming that Billie Joe does too. A little bit of his punk rock background rearing up here as he plays an acoustic ballad. Ready? All right, what am I doing there? Well, I'm just putting in a little, every time I arpeggiate a chord, I add that little after it. And that gives it a little bit of that punk rock energy in the introduction to this song. Okay, the verses to the Green Day song continues with those same chords. This time he's just strumming them. So it's G, G, C, D, G. You can even throw a little hammer on in there like this. I'm just hammering off that G chord with the first finger. Little mandolin. Also on the C chord, just take that first finger off. Again, that's just my mandolin version of this song. It's not the same as what he's doing on the record, but it adds a different flavor for this instrument. So one more time on the verse chords. You can just play it straight ahead with the chords just like this. And then the chords for the pre-chorus, or the chorus, not sure what to call it, but the chords are E minor, D, C, G. E minor, D, C, G. And then E minor, G, E minor, G, E minor, D. Okay, and those violin bits, fiddle bits, whatever you want to call them, those are really nice to play on the mandolin too, and you can use a bit of a tremolo to really make them shine on this instrument, really make it a mandolin-y kind of song if you use some tremolo, but you don't have to. So I'll show you some of those parts. Again, they go over those main chords, right? The C to G to D and then the E minor chord later, but they all follow a G major scale pattern. All right, so that little pattern goes like this. All right, I'm basically utilizing all of the notes, most of the notes off of the A string, all right? Not all of them, but most of them. So let's work on the A string here and start off at the 2nd fret, which is a B note, all right? So this works nicely in your G major scale, all right? It's the 3rd of the G major scale. So let's go from here. So B, C, D, and then stay with the C, down to the A. So there you go, C, B, A, and you skip up there to the E note, E to the D, right? So the E is at the 7th fret, D is at the 5th. And then the next time you go all the way up to a high G note, which you could play here on the E string at the 3rd fret, but I like to play it up here. It just gives you a better, I don't know, better sound, a better tone. So that's at the 10th fret of the A string. So I'm skipping down from here, down to the 7th fret, to the 5th fret, 2nd to 3rd, all right? So, and all the while you can hit that tremolo, right? And then finally, the last bit, and they catch a major 7th note there, or the 7th note in the G scale, which is F sharp, which is kind of cool on this chord. So from the C to the F sharp is really nice. So one more time. Then the second part of the solo is, all right, so that's the B note again, 2nd fret, A string, to the open A, and then G, 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 A, B. Just a little quick pattern there. So, all right, and then a similar little lick down here from the E note, which is 2nd fret of the D string. And I just do a little run from C down to G, all right? C here at the 5th fret of the G string. So once that... And that's Good Riddance Time of Your Life by Green Day for mandolin version. Again, a little bit different, but a lot of fun to play on this instrument. Thanks very much once again for tuning in to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so if you can by hitting that subscribe button down there in the lower right corner. Also, leave a like if you like this video, and maybe even some comments in the comment section below. Perhaps you want to suggest a song that I can cover with a video on this website. Once again, thanks very much for tuning in to Rock and Pop Mandolin.